got to know more about this man of miracle called Satya Sai Baba. So I read more books. And that's where, after reading more books,
For example, when they had the
hello, after reading these more books, Swami start coming into my vision. And I'm talking about dream vision. And it was amazing in the sense I suddenly have dream vision. And I thought I was my imagination at first. And then Swami came 3 days later and said, no, when I come to your dream, it's not imagination. It is truly I who came to you. So I was so amazed, and it continued for basically quite a long time until I met him. I mean, during that early days and even now from time to time. And then, I was so crazy about this dream vision in the early days. I will quickly come back home from work, have a quick dinner, and jump into bed to sleep so that I can wait for Swami to give me the dream vision. So that is, I think for those devotees who have been following Bhagwan Baba or even Sadhguru, whenever you have a dream vision of our dear Lord, you'll be happy when you wake up, of that vision. So it goes on for quite some time. So in 1976, there was a group that's going to India, and I have my first darshan joining that group in December 1976. We landed in Whitefield, Vrindavan. Now, I was going through this experience of the dream vision, I was thinking to myself, oh, if I meet Swami or Satya. Oh, am I muted now? Oh, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I have this ego in me where I feel that I feel that I'm, I'm very special. If I go and see Swami in my first darshan, he will recognize me in that kind of thing. But on my first darshan in Whitefield in 1976, December, we were sitting those days, there's not many people, so we get a front row. A group of 30 people from Singapore and some Malaysian. He walked past by and was looking at him. He talked to everybody around me and just ignored me completely. So I was saying, how come, Swami? I thought you have come to my dream for so many times, and how come you ignore me? Then I feel that, oh, what have I done wrong? Now that is my first test of going over this feeling of, we are special because Swami come to you. And that is, to me, is an ego test. And Swami crushed that test. My first darshan and the first test is the ego test to crush this ego. And he just walked past by me. All right. So I just look at him and I said, I pray in my heart. I said, Swami, if you don't want to look at me on this first darshan, it doesn't matter. Your grace has brought me here. My seeing you, having your darshan is a blessing itself. So I'm quite happy to be here, seeing you, even if you don't recognize me or don't give any acknowledgement to me. So, okay, Swami went round as on the normal, I don't know if it's a Thursday, because during that time, Thursday and Sunday in Whitefield, they're having darshan, I think it was a Sunday. And then what happened, he walked past and he was walking to his old, not the tribe Vrindavan, which is the old building. The Sevadal, he spoke to one of the Sevadal, then he came rushing. Okay, can we call the Malaysian group to go into the compound? Swami wants to see the Malaysian group. And then some of the Singaporeans said, oh, Malaysia and Singapore, we are together. Why don't we all go into the inner compound of Swami's old residence at that time? So we all seated together, men on one side, ladies on one side. So, and Swami was looking and smiling at everybody. He walked into his house took out a basket of vibhuti, a basket of vibhuti, and he was slowly coming down, giving the vibhuti to everybody, starting from the men and then to the ladies. Just as he was coming, I was sitting in the same row. There's not many of us, I think about, including the Malaysian, we are talking about 40 over people, but the place is quite big. I was thinking to myself, in Singapore, we pray to God in the church by kneeling down. So everybody was saying, I said, no, this is God. This is Swami is, to me, I feel like he's God. So I decided to kneel and wait for him to offer the vibhuti. He came right in front of me. He looked at me, took the vibhuti, and put the vibhuti on my hand. The moment I look up into Swami's eyes, I saw a bright light. It's like a flash of light. And that light just penetrated to my whole being. And after that, I do not know what happened to me. I was in that state of, I don't know, bliss or something, so happy that after that, Swami just walked past. And I look at it, and later I read about it, and I feel that, maybe this is a kind of initiation that he gave to a new devotee. That's my thought, you see. And I've read somewhere, sometime when you see your guru first time, or a divine teacher or a guru, they will give you initiation by look, by sight. So I was very happy about that. Then what happened is I was, attending bhajan practically every places. That time there's only one center, and many devotees also having bhajan in the in the mid 70s. One main center, Sai Baba Center, and a lot of devotees. And those days, there's not many Chinese devotees, mostly all the Indian devotees. And my Indian friends were used to bring me to all the bhajan. So it was good in the sense, I enjoy bhajan. I starting to learn how to listen to bhajan, and I find very peaceful when the song is sung. So, and even though they didn't invite us, I was in a way gate crashing to the bhajan, but the host is so kind because they seldom see a Chinese guy attending Indian bhajan, you see. So they welcomed me, and I was very good in those days, and I was very happy that Swami's devotee, is very welcoming. The host, you are a total stranger, but they welcome you to their house bhajan. In 1980, I went to, again, in between, I went into India to see Swami in Whitefield and then to Puttaparthi and that county. In 1980, the Second World Conference was there. So I was there with a group of people. And it was really, wonderful to see a world conference where so many devotees around the world, all the Sai Baba centers devotees, Western devotees, and everybody converging to attend the birthday and celebrating the birthday with Swami. Now, the thing about after going through that, I felt that, we should do some things, some service work in Singapore. And one of Swami's teaching that captured my heart is that service to man is service to God. So I thought, okay, if I come back to Singapore after this world conference, we should start doing service. So we had a group of devotees, Baba devotees from all walks of life and different culture and races. We gathered together to start our first service. Then we were doing that for a year, and later, with Swami's blessing, we registered the second Sai Baba Center in Singapore. We do have all the other components like the spiritual wing, the women's wing, the the Balavikas, at that time it's called Balavika, then EHV, the education wing, and then the service wing. But basically, we were doing a lot of service. So we started that service for many years, from 1981, after we registered that center, up to 1986. Now, I just want to share with you. I'm looking at time. I hope I don't pass my time. We go to various places. For example, a nursing home, aged care home, children's home, the prison, the drug rehabilitation center, and all these things. But I would just like to share with you one very touching thing that happened in Singapore. Just quickly to let you all know, we were given the permission, and we are the only one that goes to the prison to do service for the Indian prisoner, because those days most of the prisoner, the Christian group comes in and do what we call their services to them, but there's no Indian group that goes to do service. So we thought, we came in as Sai Baba group to do service, and we conduct bhajans and this and that. That's a story of this particular Indian prisoner. He's from Malaysia at that time. He was from Malaysia. He came over to Singapore to work in the construction company industry. And it so happened one evening after his work around 4 or 5 o'clock, he went to meet his friend for a cup of drink in the food court. And when he did that, the police came and caught all those people in his group in that table. And he don't know what's happening. And later he discovered that one of the group members in that group, some of his friend, has stabbed, or they have a gang fight and killed somebody, around that vicinity. So when the police heard about it, they just grabbed everybody. And he was that so-called, he said he's an innocent victim because he doesn't know. He just came in to have a drink and he was caught by the police. And he tried to explain to police that he's innocent. He doesn't know what's happening. And the police doesn't bother, because as long as you are in the group, I catch the whole lot of you. In Singapore, there's a section 55 where you can go to prison under under the Gangster Act for many years without trial. So this guy was so sad because he was about 30-ish plus. I was with him every month. We go to the prison, and he told us about his story, and he was crying, and he said, I'm working here, and now I'm in prison. My wife and my children are in Malaysia. So we told him, pray to Swami, pray to Sai Baba. You pray to him and he will help. So he started praying, and to cut the story short, he started praying and appeal. Then he got a trial, so to speak, to go to court and present himself. His family members and some Singapore relative managed to get a lawyer for him. And then they have to go on the various procedure on the trial. And then they said, okay, we will. He was in the prison for, I think, about 3 years already that time, without trial. And he don't know he'll be there for another 10 years without trial. So he was so worried and sad. They have fixed a date for the trial. So on that previous, when that month that we went, he told us, they have fixed a date for the trial. And we said, okay, pray to Swami, pray. And he said he took the vibhuti, he attended the bhajan, and he was praying. We make a small makeshift altar in the prison compound to do that. And he prayed. And he said, I pray to Swami Sai Baba, I will not mix around with bad company. I don't want to go into prison. Next month, when we came for the same, seva in the prison, we met him, and he was beaming with joy. And he told us something which is really amazing. He said he was praying to Swami, and the date for the trial is on that date. So that night before he was praying, and then prisoner every morning they will be given certain time in the morning to do some exercise in the basketball court, or a place, open space. So he was worrying and thinking and walking around in that open space. Suddenly he saw something shining on the floor. But the other prisoner was at their own, and his mind was thinking about the trial the next morning. He saw a pendant, a small little pendant, and he picked up and he saw the picture of Sai Baba in the pendant, a small little shining golden pendant. And he said, "What is Sai Baba pendant doing in the prison courtyard?" So he quietly keep it in his pocket, and he went back to and he said, "Swami, please, you come with me to the court for the trial, and please help me." And in the trial, the judge looked through all his records and his lawyers have presented. Finally, he was proven innocent and given a discharge. So this is a story of a prisoner I share about to you all, that our service, when we go there to help these people who are really in trouble. I know it's not easy because in the prison, they have various style of personality with, all the tattoo and everything. But Swami is there to guide us in that service. So that is about the prisoner story, which I just want to share with you. And I had to go through as well. And then as a center, we did the first a forum on the life of teaching of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba sometime in mid-94. And to make it, to just go to the gist of it, when we were planning this, we prepared a kind of a pamphlet to bring it to Puttapati, and Swami signed it with love and blessing. So we were very happy. That was 6 months before the event. But the problem that we faced later was the Singapore government has not accepted the Sai Baba organization at that time. And we are still considered as a cult at that time. And when we invited our foreign speaker, Dr. Jagatesan, I think many of you who knows him in the past, I mean, he's still a devotee, and Dr. Ang Junsai, as our keynote speaker, during that time in the 80s, they travel around Asia and to give talk about Sai Baba. They are the keynote speaker, but the immigration department refused to allow them to speak. So to cut the story short again, we prayed to Swami. And I told the team, and the team was very worried, he said, no, without the keynote speaker, the star of the show, how can they motivate all the devotees? And that auditorium, World Trade Center in Singapore, we booked for, that already takes 1,000 people, the seating capacity of 1,000. So we are quite ambitious in the sense, thinking that we'll try to bring Swami teaching and the life of Bhagwan Baba to the Singapore people. And I told the committee, I was the chairperson of that organizing committee. I told them, I said, we must have faith because Swami signed in that pamphlet with love and blessing. This event will go. We have to have faith. So we do not inform the keynote speaker, let them come. It happened to be on a Saturday afternoon. They arrive on the Friday evening around 4 and 5 o'clock. We did not tell them because I say the moment you tell them, they will not come if they are not allowed to speak. We did not tell them. And then when they arrived, I'm the one, as the chairman of the organization, had to break the news to them. So I broke the news first to Jagatesan. He came in earlier, and he was so, I should say, disappointed. And even with Dr. Ang Junsai. But Ang Junsai, is more calm. He take it easy, okay? So we were praying. So next day, on Saturday, the program will start at 2 o'clock, 2 to 5. And then what happened was Jagatesan was having dinner with us. Nobody have food, have any intention, to eat because of this. And Jagat asked me, Ramon, do you know who's the minister of, who's the the Minister for Immigration. So I told him one doctor, I just forgot his name, it's so many years ago in 1984. And he said, yes, I know him. He's my neighbor who come to my house, Bajan, son-in-law. So I said, oh, interesting. So anyway, he said, I will call auntie, the elderly lady in KL to find out where is she. And then they said, oh, auntie is gone to Singapore to see the daughter and the son-in-law. So he contacted this minister's house, and so happened that auntie picked up the phone. And he said, auntie, your son-in-law doesn't want me to speak. I'm talking about Sai Baba and the good things. And the mother-in-law, auntie, was saying, okay, you just tell your organizing committee chairman, hold on, put down the phone, call back in 10 or 15 minutes time. 15 minutes time when we called back, it was quite late in the evening, about maybe after dinner, about 9 o'clock. The minister approved for the two of them to speak, said, get our chairman to bring their passport, go to my immigration, see my director of immigration, I will approve for them to speak. This thing shows me about faith and surrender, because any government organization or department like immigration, if they reject your visa or anything, they're not going to give you any reason, because they don't usually do that. But because of Bhagwan Baba, that this event eventually, and 1,000 people really turned up. And that was the biggest gathering for us in Singapore in 1984. So, like I said, Swami is guiding us if we have faith, if we put faith and surrender. I only look at his signature, on that pamphlet, with love and blessing. And I told the committee, of course, the committee is shaking. And I said, look, we should have faith. Swami will create something. And this is how this event happened and eventuated. And Swami was happy. Later on, we went back to Puttaparthi, show him all the photographs, and he was very happy. And he said, yes, my blessing. So the other thing is, we are doing the service for many years and visiting all the homes and charitable organizations like the Children's Home and all this thing. Finally, the team decided that we should run our own institution. And we bought a small little nursing home in the northern part of Singapore and called it Swami Home, under the organization named Sunshine Welfare Action Mission. So it was in 1986. And, we are a small group, we develop. We don't have much funds. That time, funds are limited. But we started with a small thing. And then as we grow from a 20-bedded home in the village setting, in the old building, we have to move out from there because of the thing. Do I have some time, or Alpa?
We can do a few minutes if everyone else is happy.
Okay. If Sangeeta, is it okay with you all? I just quickly touch base.
Yeah, sure, Uncle.
And then we went to see Swami, and we asked Swami that we had to do a building project costing a couple of million, and we don't have much money. And Swami looked at me and said, any good work that you do, God will always bless you. He didn't say, I will bless you. He said, any good work that you do, God will always bless you. And that is enough for me. And we continue from there. And that's how Swami Home developed, from a 20-bedded home to what it is now, with 3 buildings. And Swami in the Sattva came in 2018 and 19 to bless the home. All right. So I covered this of Swami Home. Now I quickly will cover here. You see, when we were doing the Swami Home, now we got a few hundred staff and all this thing. Swami's teaching is always to guide us on sharing the human values to all staffs. All right, because they are all paid staff. All right. And the committee should lead by example. Their example will be the unity among the management committee and also the staff. This is very important, paramount important for us. And it is in the sense that everybody have different personality and we have to learn to gel, to come to one page. We have different opinion here and there, that's fine. But we have to learn to be united in one page and come. And this is what is helping Swami Home, grow, slowly, step by step. Then in 2000 December, Swami came to me, as I said, Swami comes in my vision off and on, and he told me, actually, he came to me when I had my wedding interview in 1982, December, and he came and he told me, you will go to Australia. I said, okay, I will go to Australia, but I do not know what he meant. I did not make the move until 2000. 2000 came, I came to Australia and I came to Perth. I migrated to Perth. And I asked Swami, what is my work there in Australia? He said, your work there is Dharma and love in action is Dharma. I said, fine, Swami, I will go. And then Swami left his physicality in 2011. Of course, everybody knows about that and we're all devastated, but we just continue. 26 November 2014, Swami in the Sato called me back again, and this time to Munadali. And I experienced Swami in the Sato in Munadali. I've written in my book, Language of Love, those of you who have that book. And in that interview, he said, Ramon, I want you to go and start a value-based school in Perth. So I said, Swami, okay, I will do. I mean, whatever Swami said, I would never question why or the. I said, yes, Swami, will do. And then he told me in that same interview on the 26th of November 2014 in Bodhidharma in the Anandam, the clock tower building, he said, I'm coming to Australia in my shuttle. At the end of December 2014, I want you to come and see me. I will introduce you to Gary Seaton and some people in Australia. That's how I met Gary and the rest of the people there. Now, I'm just coming to this and I just said, to end, I said, the golden opportunity Swami have given us to know Satya Sai Baba in his physical form, to know Sadguru Madhusudan Sai in this birth, for us as God and Guru is a great blessing. We should not waste this golden opportunity. And journey to divinity within and without is a journey of transformation for us to experience selfless love and selfless service, from I to we and we to he. I think this is our true purpose in our life. So ending here, I offer my deepest gratitude to dear Swami for the golden opportunity at this time to be in his mission. So I thought I tried to condense everything. I'm sorry that I have passed the 15 minutes or so here. So that is my sharing at this time.
Thank you so much, Uncle. As always, it's really inspiring to listen to you and listen to your journey, and you're a real example for many of us. So thank you so much for sharing. Just quickly before we close, I just want to let everyone know, next week in Sydney, we are hosting the cricket captain, Aravinda De Silva, as through Heart of Love, for a information and awareness function for Swami's Sri Lanka Hospital. So you would have seen the flyer in the WhatsApp group circulated. So would appreciate if everyone could please circulate with as many people as possible. Anyone in Sydney who can attend would be great, and encourage people to attend also, so we can have maximum impact from the function there. So if you need any further information, please let me know, and I'm happy to share all the details. So thank you again, Uncle. Thank you again, everyone, for joining. And we'll see you all next week for another inspiring guest session. Sairam.
Sarang.
Saram, everyone. Have a lovely night.
Sarang.
Thank you.
Saram.